Here we go with a box from Topo, sent to me by the kind folks at Topo. It is the, oh boy, the Topo Athletic Phantom 4 waterproof. Here it is. Oh my, have a look at that. So, my first time holding a Phantom shoe. Not my first time holding or experiencing the Topo Athletic line, okay? You guys probably remember the Ultra Venture 4, the Spectre 1, the Spectre 2, the Atmos. Shout out to the Atmos being like my favorite shoe of 2024. P.S. I'm using the Atmos for my daily living and work and all that good stuff nowadays as far as the rotation. But here we are, fast forward to the waterproof edition of the Phantom 4. Okay, let's do a quick top to bottom first impressions here. We'll get this on feet and take it for a little spin. It's not raining and it's 79 degrees right now. So we're actually gonna see how this holds up in the hot stuff real quick, okay? So here we are with the laces. In fact, I was wearing the Atmos today, so that is very fresh on my brain, okay? So actually that has a little bit of, it's not a super tacky, rubbery sensation, but it does have a little bit of like stickiness to it, okay? This reminds me of a tiny bit skinnier version of the Atmos lace, okay? And very signature Topo. It's got some fluff, it's got some cushion, and take a look at the length. One, it's not ridiculous, okay? It can be, it's a manageable amount of lace. And look at all of these eyelets here. Oh man. So Topo known for their very natural wide toe box, their secure midfoot, and that secure heel. I have had really good experiences with that in the past. All right. And yeah, just the width of the lacing, the eyelet chain is good. There's quite a bit of additional structuring around the holes for the laces. This is a flat lace and you have flat holes that these come through. So that's fun. Once it gets on foot, we'll see how that locks down. And you got 1, 2, 3 little areas where that is secure. And then at the top, this is interesting. We got 1, 2, 3 as far as that runner's loop here. Choices for the lockdown. So that's super cool. And yeah, so having a feel of the tongue, it's very plush on the top, like right here. And then that stops, and then it's still plush, but it's not nearly as thick. Here, all the way, actually, into the inside, and it's kind of seamless right here. Like there's no obvious transition point other than a tiny little seam in there, but it's not a big step off or any of that, going straight into this toe box, which we can talk about since that's where we are. Look at this structured toe box, everybody. So big fan of the Topo Athletic toe boxes. I love how they are wide, obviously, but at the same time very tall in regards to if there's any clawing or foot toe deformities or any of that stuff, either at rest or during running, and that can change throughout the course of the run. So very good job. We're gonna have a feel of that here in a little bit. Okay, and then looking inside, there it is. They call this the Event fabrics. What does this say? It goes, let the sweat out. It goes, let the sweat out. Event fabrics, that is their waterproofing material. And here it is right here. Event waterproof right there. So that'll be interesting to see how that feels as we go along here. So yeah, getting my hands in here, we already touched the toe box a little bit on the outside, but yeah, it's just very, I'm looking inside, you got that Event fabric that goes in and around pretty much everything, and it comes way up to about here. So I would consider that ankle deep as far as splishing and splashing and all that stuff. And yeah, that Event fabric is very soft to the touch, and it goes, into the toe box, to the sides. It goes all around. Everywhere the hand is touching on the inside is quite soft and supple. And then up to the heel collar right here, which transitions to the foam, as you can see, around here for around the ankle. And it's not like a ton of foam, it's just like this tiny little band of foam to the lateral medial aspect, but it definitely becomes very prominent here at the heel, right here. And it's not just this like big pooch of material, it is actually quite subtle in its like rise, you know, plateau and then fall, the cushioning here, and then getting my hand into like that heel cavern right there where my finger is. And it's not incredibly deep, but there is some cushioning to it. There's only just a little bit of the, like where you feel the seams come together right there, but it's not like a pinching moment or any of that for the finger. Okay. So, you know, as far as like gusseting goes, that's kind of a hard one to say because it's not, you know, it's a waterproof shoe, so it's wanting to not allow water in. So like any other waterproofing situation, you have the material terminate here, and then right here, no, that's the lace, haha, and then right here where my finger is, right there. Cool. So pulling this out, it looks like they're using their, what do they call it? Their high rebound foam. So I know that I'm familiar with the FKT insert, and that's not what they're using here. They're using the high rebound foam Ortholite insert that they use in the Ultra Venture 4. And I'll have to look at the Atmos, but I think that they're using this in the Atmos as well. And then, but look at that, event waterproofing, all up around the foot. Like they don't just go to the sides and then stop. It goes underneath as well. So here in Minnesota, it will be raining and it will be snowing, so there will be moisture. So I have no doubt. All right, and here we are with the zip foam here for the Phantom, and it's it even says right here 5mm drop right here. So getting my fingers into it, definitely a lot squishier than some of the other Topo foams that I'm familiar with. Now zip foam for me does run a little firm, so pushing my fingers into this, it does feel a little bit more supple, but I think folks would still consider that kind of a firmer foam here. So the gray is pretty soft, and then this black is a little bit more firm than the gray, in my opinion. Oh, I forgot to talk about the heel counter, but look at that. Look at this structure. Look at all this material here, adding rigidity to that heel collar. So it's like zero pushing going on here. So the shoe does twist a decent amount actually, and it does flex a decent amount too. So quite a bit of rubber in terms of like Topo road shoe. I mean, that's a lot. And I bet that's gonna have some really good traction. So here we are, men's size 11, true to size for me. Thank you so much, Topo. We're gonna pop these on feet right here, right now. And man, that just slipped right on. So big fan of Topo. And that was like before like the running shoe channel, before like really carrying on in this fashion, you know, and here we are, you know, 2025 testing things and checking them out. So lacing up like as we're going here. So let's give you a live shot. So basically it popped right on without like any hesitation. So far so good. Like already my toe is right here. There's the spacing. We'll get an official shot here in a little bit. You know, I can feel it just cinching down nicely onto the top of the foot there. And then very, very, very nice. I'm not gonna add any more of those holes that they had available there. We're just gonna kind of do it straight out of the box and go from there. Okay, let's get the other one and then see how it's going, okay? Let's get the other one on and then see how it's going, okay? So comes right on, boom, right out of the box, like no big deal. I do like that experience whenever you can just pop a shoe on, you know, straight from the box without a bunch of, you know, messing around and adjusting and whatnot and everything. You know, some shoes, you know, yeah, they require that. That's what they're for. But to me, this is like, we're just gonna pop it on, go for a run, you know, and not make a big deal about it. All right, so let's take a look at the fit here. Here we go. All right, so big toe on the right side here. Men's size 11, again, true to size right here. And that is a very, very decent amount of material keeping the toe box up and away from those toes. Already sensing this is gonna be a good one. So pinky toe here. Big, fifth toe joint right here. Quite a bit of plushness to the material as I push down. You know, it's thin on the top of that event. I feel like it's pretty soft, and the big joint there and here and here. So big old laces. We're just gonna take this for a run right now. Woo! And here we go, into the grass, onto the concrete. Oh my. That is nice and cushy, y'all. Wow. Like I was expecting maybe a little bit firmer from Topo. Not the case. That's quite soft actually. Whoa. So straight out of the box, it's pretty soft, pretty flexible. I can feel those laces banging around. Probably will end up using one of the extra eyelets there. But yeah, wow. So as far as like the big toes, all kinds of room in the big toes. The rest of the toes, you know, I can feel them fanning out, and they got all kinds of room display and whatnot. As far as the fit, the midfoot, you know, it's not the most secure on either shoe, but it's not wobbling around. It's not twisting about my foot as a point. So definitely good. You know, it's an okay heel lockdown. Like there's a little vibration going on to the right foot, but again, it's not all the way laced up. So let's go on the heels. Oh wow, that's nice. That's nice. Woo! We got a snake. This snake get me? Okay, much better. All right, guys, let's bring it on home, and we'll talk about it. Woo! There we go. There we go. The Topo Athletic Phantom 4 waterproof edition, everybody. Very good. So, looking forward to getting some miles and some time in this guy here. It fits well. It runs well. You know, and there it is, kind of cinched up, and it does have a little pooch right here. So, might need to adjust the laces a little bit, especially to you know, mitigate this little vibration in the heel, and to obviously keep those laces from, you know, you know, being a tripping hazard for people around me and myself included. So very cool. Thank you guys so much. That's all I got for you. You guys have a wonderful night. We'll catch you in the next one.